Everybody, Joshua and Jason here, coming at you now with a tasting video. We're highlighting our retail release number 13 coming into the US. And today we're looking at our very first Balblair. Look at that, Jason.
Exciting.
Right?
Really exciting.
How often do you see a cask of Balblair in independently bottled Balblair? That's hen's teeth.
I'd have to scratch my head for a good while. And I would also have to assume that the independent bottler had it in a warehouse for a while.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I know for the duration from 2011 to about 2024, maybe 25, Inverhouse, who owned Balblair,
Yeah.
and a few other distilleries, were not selling to us or to anybody.
No.
So there's definitely been a window where Inverhouse distilleries have not been going to independent bottlers.
Yep. Yep. That's true. Yeah. Balblair Highland Distillery, for those that don't know, Highland Distillery, and it's a sister distillery to, Old Pulteney, Knockdhu. I know I'm missing one.
Yeah, Speyburn.
Speyburn, thank you very much. And it's known for having this sort of big, sort of tropical fruit-like backbone to it.
Also made famous by the movie Angel Share, that
Yeah.
stars, good old Charlie MacLaine in there. If you haven't seen Angel Share, highly recommend it. Go check it out. I think it captures the Balblair distillery beautifully. I think that Highland setting, the rolling hills, the little stream coming down off the hill for Balblair, the train track beside it.
Yeah.
I think it's a quintessential Highland distillery in setting.
Yeah.
I find the spirit to be quite soft,
Mm.
quite enticing.
Mhm.
And that's one of the notes that I got when we sampled this cask was it's an enticing spirit. It's an
Yeah.
enticing dram. And I feel myself leaning into it.
Mhm. Yeah, inviting, right? It pulls you in. There's
Right.
I've always found this with Balblair. I've always been drawn to fruitier whiskeys.
Hmm.
And what I like about this is the natural sort of tropical fruits bring you in, but you've got this. I think I want to make sure I've got the years right on this. It spent the last 2.5 years of its life in American oak PX sherry,
Indeed.
right?
Very much so.
Right. So on top of those sort of tropical fruit characteristics, you have sort of these heavier fruits coming in, right? And so think of cherries and things like that. I even get like cherry, maybe even a little bit of like cherry syrup over vanilla ice cream going on.
Cherries in dark chocolate.
Oh, I like that.
A little bit of warm spice in there. Little bit of baking spice happening in there.
All right, I'd buy that.
Yeah, a 17-year-old Balblair is not a thing you see. I know you're making the comment about, not really seeing it from independent bottlers. I'm not even sure you're really seeing 17-year Balblair floating around.
Oh,
Oh
I'll tell
gosh,
you,
that spirit's really grown into itself.
it's only 17. Kip Winger would love this Balblair.
Moving on.
Yep.
So
All right.
the kids are here for the Kip Winger
Mm.
references.
Mm-hmm.
I,
Yeah,
I will
long
also
can.
say
Oh,
a pretty short cask on this one, 188 bottles, is not a lot of bottles to pull from a hogshead.
that's a really good point, right? Which I think says a number of things. Quite often when casks are being finished, what you'll see is that finishing casks, when they're being filled, the origin cask can be a marriage of a number of casks, and then they'll take that liquid and put it into a series of finishing casks. And I think what's happening here is you've got one origin cask going into one finishing cask, and you've got some greedy angels going on here, right? Right?
So,
How like viscous is that, right?
yeah, I tell you who else is greedy right now is me. Like taking a
Mhm.
little sip of that to be able to talk about it for the video is not enough. That is unctuous, brilliantly oily. The dark cherries still come through, the raisins, the dark chocolate are all still coming through. But very much to my opening point, there's
Mm.
still a nice malty spirit
Oh yeah.
happening in there. The Balblair spirit is still present, even with the PX swimming around that.
Mhm.
Oh
Yeah.
gosh, that's mouth-watering. Mm.
Yeah. Yeah. The sherry is so well integrated. It's matched so perfectly with that spirit. I love what you said about the dark chocolate coming in.
Oh man.
It's like it's like raisinette, like quality raisinettes with dark chocolate going on in there. Oh man.
But I think there's oak with wood spice.
Mhm.
There's a richness from that PX dark fruit, and then a sweetness from that malt. That's what's weaving through this dram for me.
There's a little bit of along the edges, just a little bit of like chocolate covered espresso beans, just a
Oh yeah,
little
yeah, yeah, yeah,
roastiness, a little.
yeah,
Mm. Oh
yeah.
man.
Yeah, pointing out as well, 53.8% alcohol.
Yeah, right?
That is incredibly approachable, inviting, right? I can't not come back to inviting, right? Man,
Yeah.
sometimes you just
Yeah.
want to shut up and enjoy a dram. It's-
Yeah, I'll tell you, I've been at this whiskey thing now for 21 years or so. And the number of times I've seen Balblair in independent livery, right? I think I can count on my hands, and I think I only need 2 fingers.
Mm,
And and each time I bought that bottle, and each time I was really happy I did. And when we saw this on the list, we said we need a sample immediately. And oh, Balblair never disappoints. Never disappoints.
yeah. Yeah, you're right. What more is there to say? I'm going to use my newfound powers to pull up the banner for this. Are you ready,
Oh,
Joshua? You trust
you
me?
took it from, yeah, go ahead. I was gonna do it, but you
Trust
did
me?
look at that.
There you go.
So there you
Gosh,
go.
to have power.
So
Yeah,
17
look at
years
those
old,
details.
first fill, American Oak PX, Pedro Jimenez, Hogshead. That's our internal code, right? HHD, Hogshead finish. So 2.5 years in that finishing cask, 188 bottles, 53.8% alcohol. And we've been talking about this for a while now, right? Our rule of thumb, when and where we can, and nowadays we can do it almost all the time. $10 per year. This is a 17-year-old. It's going to be $170. That is, we're pretty proud of that.
Yeah, you can set your watch by that dram. That's
Hmm.
precise, inviting, warming. Yeah, yeah. And thanks to our friends for at ImpEx, as always, for leading the charge
Yep.
on what we have got going on with Single Cask Nation. As Joshua said at the beginning, this is the 13th US retail release we have done since 2017.
Mhm.
And boy, oh boy, I want to say the selections keep getting better, but I think honestly, I think they've been good from the beginning.
Mhm.
Um, Having an opportunity to bring in a Balblair at 17 years old in Pedro Jimenez
Yeah.
Sherry, like that really special, really special. So thanks
Yeah.
to Impex for their ongoing support as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, what a pretty bottle. What a pretty
Yeah, isn't that
color.
nice? Look at that.
Yeah.
Nice,
It's a
beautiful color.
yeah, cracking dram coming and going. Please seek it out. Please get your hands on it. Retailers around the US will have this. And if your local retailer doesn't have it, please ask them to bring it in, check distribution in your state. This is retail, only available in retail
Only
stores. We do not have this on the singlecasknation.com website.
nope.
You need a retailer for this bottling.
There you go. Beauty. Yeah, and last thing before we get out of here, if you've enjoyed this video or any other tasting video, or maybe you've enjoyed our One Nation Under Whiskey podcast and enjoyed watching it here on the YouTube channel, but you've not yet subscribed, firstly, shame on you, right? Shame, shame, shame. But you can fix that. You could subscribe to the YouTube channel. Please go ahead and do that and click on the little bell below. You will be alerted as to the next video coming out. We thank you for watching. We thank you for spreading the good news about Single Cask Nation.
Yeah.
And grab this bottle. Only 188. Once they're gone, they be gone.
It's not going to hang around long.
Yeah. Cheers, y'all.
Cheers.